Well, here we are. It's election day and continuing these devotions to just try to speak a different word into this anxious and divided time. Pastor Travis from First Lutheran Church, and I hope all of you have already voted and are just waiting to see the results. I know it's an exciting day. It's also a nervous day. There's anxiety. There's all sorts of emotions that we're experiencing right now. And I'm asking us today to consider, now that we've voted, we put down those identities of Republican and Democrat and progressive and conservative. Put those identities down now and take up the bigger identity of Christian, a follower of Jesus. Because Christians have a special duty in our country and in our world, just to follow Jesus' example. Jesus was a healer. He took people who were ill, who were sick, who were broken, and he fixed them and he healed them and he brought them together. And I think that's our work in the world today too, to love our neighbor as ourselves, to show people what Christ is like and who God is. And the story that's resonating with me today on Election Day is the story of the Good Samaritan. And so I want to read that to you and ask that you consider what it means to be a good Samaritan in today's climate in the United States. Just then a lawyer stood up to test Jesus. "Teacher," he said, "what must I do to inherit eternal life?" He said to him, "What is written in the law? What do you read there?" He answered, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength and with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." He said to him, "You have given the right answer. Do this, and you will live." But wanting to justify himself, he asked Jesus, "And who is my neighbor?" Jesus replied, "A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell into the hands of robbers, who stripped him, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. Now by chance a priest was going down the road, and when he saw him, he passed on the other side. So likewise a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed on the other side. But a Samaritan, while traveling, came near him, and when he saw him, he was moved with pity. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, having poured oil and wine on them. Then he put him on his own animal, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii, gave them to the innkeeper, and said, 'Take care of him, and when I come back, I will repay you whatever more you spend.' Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" He said, "The one who showed him mercy." Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." That's from Luke chapter 10. And, the Jews and the Samaritans were deeply divided at that time. And so for Jesus to say there was a Samaritan who was good and helped the man who was hurting, that would have been shocking to people, because everybody thought, well, Samaritans are bad. And when I read this story today, I think of Republicans and Democrats and how millions of dollars have been spent to make you think that the other side is bad and evil and wrong. And so I want you to think today of the good Democrat or the good Republican. Whatever side you are, think of the opposite and imagine Jesus saying that we're called to show mercy to those who are different than us. That's what it means to be a Christian today. Go and show mercy. Love your neighbor. Let's be part of the healing of this nation. God bless you, and God bless our country.